Perfect. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. My name is Zainab, and with Irene, we'll be discussing email marketing and how small businesses could take advantage of it to enhance their online presence. So let's dive right into it. I'll be going to. So we'll be discussing what is the basics to an email marketing, how to formulate a strategy, and then we'll be focusing a lot of our time on protecting your privacy, yours and your clients or subscribers. Also discussing how to accelerate your signups, and lastly ending with a small demo about MailChimp service providers for email marketing. So at the most basic level, email marketing is the use of email to promote your business. It is used to cultivate relationships with potential customers, keep your current customers informed and updated on your brand, offer coupons to encourage customers for loyalty, and much more. The nice thing about email marketing is you can actually segment your audience and start providing more tailored messages to each audience. To give you a little bit of some stats about how big email marketing is, a lot of people think it is outdated, but they could not be more wrong. Email marketing actually has been introduced to us right after the internet and has been evolving considerably since then. It is a very great marketing tool and provides a lot of entrepreneurships actually argue saying that email marketing is more important now than ever. 85% of US retailers consider email marketing one of the most effective consumer acquisition tactic. You can see from that photo right there that email marketing is one of the top, and a lot of people are trying to actually actively using it and from using various different devices that they have. Could everybody hear me? I'm just like double checking because the sound was gone for a sec. Okay. So some people think talking about your benefits of email marketing. 94% of internet users use email. Therefore, marketing through email allows you to reach a great deal of internet users, and which may not have other different platforms such as social media. So a survey actually found that 75% of adults still use online email marketing as their preferred marketing tool. It gives you a great return on your investments, and they're usually high because you don't have to put ad money behind it to get them to the correct audience like you do with other different advertising. They're usually targeted towards your ideal customer because you're only sending those emails to the people who have given you permission to use their email address. So that makes it one of the cheapest marketing tactics. It has its own unique set of advantages. So for example, let's say you have an e-commerce store and you're running a sale and you'd want to let people to know about that. So posting it on social media, it may not get to all of your followers, and maybe only 1% of your followers on, let's say, Facebook would actually reach out and try to complete the procedure. Whereas if you send it with an email, it is guaranteed to be put in front of every single member in the email list. Now, whether they open it or not, it depends on how your email strategy is and how motivated they are to be clicking on the actual email. So now we're actually be talking about your email strategy and how to formulate one. So, and it is a set of procedures that is used to identify and follows the desired goals that you try to be achieving. The plan of action gives the business a direct channel of communication with prospects and customers of brand promotion. Just like with any other platform, it's very important that you have a strategy in place and actually try to follow it through. So the first step is to be building your marketing campaign, which is by gathering email list. So before a potential customer or a potential subscriber actually provides you with their email address, there's a few questions that you have to think of so you're able to answer it to them and motivate them. Will you be spamming them? What do they have to gain from sending you their email address? Will there be any discounts? And will you be putting their email address on public or not? Now that you have this kind of questions in mind, you're able to make your would-be subscriber feel more comfortable in sharing their email, since you'll be confirming that you'll not be doing any of those things to them, and so encourage them to actually subscribe to your email. A very, very tactical tool to use is an exit intent pop-up, which is basically detects the behavior of your targeted customer on the website, and it prompts them with a targeted campaign at the precise moment that they're actually about to leave the website. And that's a very smart technology to use. So just like how when somebody goes newly on your website and they get that kind of pop-up that asks them to subscribe, this is another way that another pop-up that happens, but before they exit to the website, and provides some kind of a discount or some kind of promotional pop-up. So now you have to determine the goals. Once you have all that email list, what do you really want to achieve with this? It is very smart. It is very good to have everything done, but if you don't have your goals that you want to achieve, you won't be knowing how to personalize or how to tailor your messages through the emails. The common goals for a lot of the marketers or business owners are obviously to increase your customer engagement with your content and your business, and that could be by promoting educational or an actual sale product. Maintaining customer relationships with your clients by providing them with something they value. Engaging with customers who haven't been particularly active, raising loyalty, and maximizing your return on investment. So the best email marketing services all have different tools that help you create a successful email marketing campaigns. And they try to give you an easy campaign that you could create and have an automated system that is embedded into it. You get to integrate your email campaign with the softwares that you currently are using. Allow you to follow up and personalize with the emails easily, and try to actually help you with segmenting your audience, keeping them in different segments so you could tailor the message again, and provides you with in-depth analytics. So for example, if you're using email or constant contact, which are very two popular services, even though there are many others, you're able to send out emails and monitor how your subscribers actually interact with your emails. So you can use that email marketing software to track your analytics, like click-through rates, open rates, and bounce rates. That makes it much easier for you to do than rather doing it yourself. I know there's some people that try to actually create an email and send it to their subscribers from scratch or using, let's say, Word doc. That's good, but it just takes a lot of time to actually do, and it will not be as dynamic as it would be if you're actually using a email marketing service provider. Now, all of them have obviously different varying prices, and some of them allow you to use free. So I know like MailChimp has a free account that you could do, but it's very limited. But if you are just a starter, then this could be a good way to do it. Oh, sorry, is it still choppy? Oh, that's that. 1 second, let me check.
I can hear loud and clear as well.
Yeah, I think it depends on where you're at because there is a lot of static. Believe it or not, I'm getting some of the static as well, but not when somebody else talks. So that's interesting. I don't know, Andrew, is there a way to fix this for everybody, or is it just depends on where you're located at?
Maybe where you're located at, how many other things are going on on your computer at the moment. What I'd
Oh,
recommend is that we're going to record this, and if you want to watch it afterwards, if it's too choppy right now, um, we'll have it afterwards. To Agnes's question, yes, you're muted. You're not able to speak. Only presenters can speak in the platform.
so you could use that text chat, or you can actually use that raising your hand to say some certain things. And yeah, I think when Andrew was speaking, it was a bit choppy too. So I guess the recording is the best option. That way you could do at a different time. I'm sorry, everybody, if you can't hear as well. I'll be moving on. So now that you have your service providers, it's very important for you to understand the different types of email marketing available for you to actually use. And a lot of people, that's very important to use because you'll be using that to kind of attract different audience members. So out of everything, there is those three key email types that you should keep in mind, and they kind of already have sub email different types in them. So I'll be discussing the first one about promotional email, which is a commercial broadcast. Sorry, let me let's just list them off, sorry. And a promotional email, which is a self-promotional that shares offers and sales. Your rational emails provide subscribers with what they promised. Transactional, which are triggered by the actual subscriber's action. There we go. So your promotional email is a commercial broadcast that usually offers incentives to drive sales and revenue for a business. The main goal of this form of email marketing is to actually convince your customers to make a purchase. Your promotional emails should be concise and have a call to action that is very incisive and that prompts the customers to buy the product. The emails could also be you could be used to convince to download or subscribe or register, so it's not necessarily just to buy your product. And if you do it the right way, you're able to increase not just your revenue, but also boost your customer retention and your engagement. One of the popular ones is remarketing campaign, which is basically using emails to send cart reminders to your remarketing audience. And that email is more personalized and more specific to the actual subscriber and about the product that they were buying, and just kind of to give them a nice reminder that please come back again. And as you can see from that photo, it kind of gives them an additional incentive, like a 15% off to come again. So it encourages that person who, a lot of us are probably guilty of this, going to a website, looking through their products, putting them on the cart, but exiting it without purchasing it. And if you were to get an email later on, it might actually encourage you to go on and buy it, which is good for the business owner. So your rational emails are examples of content that you would include, such as articles to the website. So if you have blogs, that's a great way to use. Try to get loyalty rewards from subscribers, sharing some customer testimonials in different ways. So the newsletter is a very popular email marketing that's been used for a long time, and that provides informative emails to targeted customers about updates that they are interested in and trying to be remembered and build brand loyalty. Your social media is you're able to actually cross-promote your company's social media profiles and email marketing by just doing simple tactics, such as doing a giveaway on your social media account and asking people to subscribe through it with their emails or send you their email accounts if they are interested in becoming part of that giveaway. And lastly is having more customized email campaigns. These are very great because they are more personalized towards each specific subscriber. So a good one would be like a welcome message to every new subscriber that you get, or a birthday one would be actually very great. So the birthday month of the subscriber, you would let them know that they get additional discount if they come to your business and they do purchase from it. So a third type of email marketing type that's very important, it is your transactional emails. And those are the messages that are triggered by a specific action your contacts have taken and enable them to complete the action. So for instance, if you are signing up for an industry webinar, let's say, just as this one, you'll be able to fill out a form and then you'll receive a transactional or a thank you email that's like a follow-up that allows you to complete your login information in order to join. If you are doing this as a double opt-in, people will receive email asking them to click on a link in order to confirm that process. Now, this is all important. However, there is a disadvantage that it does create an obstacle to motivate the customer to take another action, because if they are spending a long time on your website already going through that, fill out the form or subscribing and filling out everything, and then you send them another email that they have to click and complete another process, that could discourage people from continuing. But if you have a well-formed process where it's very simple and fast and the email sent to them within a few seconds, then that should lower this. Another high advantage to this transactional emails is they are automated, so you could use them on different types, not just as a registration form, but it could be used as an order form, so when you've been shipping. So this is all automated and it is personal. It gives you a high click-through rate because everybody's been clicking through the emails intentionally because they've been waiting for that email. So it's not like you have to promote in any other way for it. And it's been used a lot. So you can't do that unless you're using a service provider email marketing, which allows you to make automated messages that you would be triggered every time you have a customer joining new to the subscriber list, or purchasing a product and you want to send them the confirmation of their order or anything else that they're really doing. Okay, so now that we have all this, it's time to actually get into the email content and layouts. You want to make sure that you're personalizing the email subject. People are more likely to open emails with personalized subjects, so whenever possible, instead of sending out mass duplicate emails, try to make them more about the customer's data and use their name or their whatever they're being interested in. So obviously, we can already guess that if you're using a newsletter, then maybe this is more mass kind of email content. But if it is more about a product that you're trying to sell to that specific person, then make it more customized. Keep it concise but powerful. So once this recipient clicks through the email, you want to have a tiny window to actually grab their attention. So make sure you're using simple kind of format that makes them interested. Make sure it is focusing on one singular message instead of multiple different messages so people could understand and follow through and actually click on that call to action button. Obviously, making it mobile friendly. Everybody actually uses their mobiles to open their emails and even follow through there to the process. So all your buttons should be big enough for people to click on. And lastly, thoroughly proofread it. The last thing you want is to have any kind of mistake on your layout. And with the different layouts, a lot of different service providers actually provide you different unique layouts that you could use. You just have to make sure that it's similar and it contains the same theme as your website, social media, and that way you can actually integrate everything together. So how to fully optimize your email marketing software platform. It is time for you to deal out what times to actually send those emails. So different platforms could help you doing that. However, a good rule of thumb to remember is that you want to send emails during times where your target audience is actually mostly free. So early mornings for certain people or in the evenings, sometimes even during the afternoon work hours, if you're trying to sell products, people want to kind of get out of their work and get a bit distracted, unfortunately. A very good tool to use is A/B testing, which could help you decide on the appropriate number of marketing emails to send per week and also the times. And basically what that A/B testing is a split testing that changes this actual email but changes different factors of it and at different times and compares how one to another and tells you which one gives you the better rate. I did share a link that we will be sending once we actually send this slides to PowerPoint to everybody else. You click on that and you'll be able to get an in-detail article about how to use A/B testing. So if you already have a service provider for emails, it'd be good to look at, or if you knew, just keep in mind that you could always do this to improve yourself. The goal out of this is that you want to make sure you're sending the right message to the right person at the right time. And lastly, with any other strategy like that you have to monitor and track your reports. So adjusting your email strategy based on feedback that you have gathered is the most important thing that you want to do in any strategy. You want to monitor those email analytics and understand from your service provider, like the unsubscribe rate, the CTA, and CTR, and email deliveries. And that will be able to help you improve your actual plan right now or your strategy and try to modify it for future. And you always want to make sure you're testing your actual emails. So maybe change the layout or the design once in a while and see if it's more received by your subscribers rather than a different style. And that way you can actually always enhance yourself. That's it from here. If there's any questions, I'll be passing it off to Irene and she'll be taking it from here. Thank you, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Irene Spizar, and I'm going to be covering a little bit of how you can protect your customers' privacy, how you can accelerate signups with lead magnets. We will take a look at the importance of having mobile-friendly emails, and then Zainab will take over with a quick MailChimp demonstration. So why email marketing is key to e-commerce success? The four pillars or that email lets you build ongoing customer relationship. Email is incredibly effective at driving sales. Email can affect the three main growth multipliers, and email isn't influenced by third-party gatekeepers. So now we are gonna dive right into the how you can protect your customers' privacy. Um, So the four best security practices for email marketing in 2020 are that you can educate your customers, you can keep internal system clean, filter outbound email, and invest in appropriate software. So how you can educate your customers? When it comes to internet security, the worst thing a public-facing company can do is pretend that hackers and viruses don't exist. This attitude makes your organization seem either recklessly naive or unconcerned about the safety of your customers. Neither is good for business. Moving forward, consider taking a more proactive approach, become an educator about the risks present in online life. An easy way to get started is to set up a dedicated section on your homepage that links to educational content about common security attacks and how to prevent them. The goal is to make visitors to your website more aware and cautious, which will in turn keep your company's data more secure. This approach is especially important if your organization sends out a great deal of email content through marketing campaigns. Many customers consider advertising emails to be junk or spam, and as a business, you need to fight that stigma. So teach your customers what real spam looks like, emphasizing the importance of always checking the from address in messages. In addition, warn users about clicking on links or opening attachments from unknown sources. In today's world, email marketing campaigns are highly personalized thanks to all of the data about customers that companies can capture and automatically analyze online. So this information can be highly valuable for advertising purposes. But as a result of recent data breaches, internet users are becoming more skeptical about organizations that track their online activity. Keeping internal system clean. To maintain your company's good reputation and the trust of loyal customers you worked hard to procure, it's a good idea to go the extra mile in keeping internal systems and servers clean. What people don't realize is that many of the largest hacks and cyber attacks begin within an organization, either as the result of malicious employee or an incident of social engineering. Your company should keep diligent records about who is allowed to access which type of data. Make these policies as restrictive as possible, especially when information such as email address or password is involved. Any employee with access to confidential database needs to be fully trained on security measures and legislation. So filter outbound email. You can never be too safe when sending large batches of email. No matter what type of digital marketing solution your company uses, consider adding another layer of protection before email blasts go out. Adding a firewall to filter outgoing email is one relatively painless solution. The most dangerous forms of hacking are attacks that occur without the affected user or company even knowing they have taken place. In the case of email marketing, your content system can be compromised, but it won't show any signs of the hack. The intruder may have stolen your credentials or gained access through other means. Hackers have designed instructions that can actually intercept outgoing email and add malicious viruses or attachment to the messages. Stopping this type of attack is critical for your business's reputation and the security of your customers' data. A strong firewall can detect dangerous messages and halt them. Preserving the security of your outgoing email campaigns need to begin at the root level. Consider what internet service provider, or ISP for short, you are using, and research its reputation when it comes to security. If your ISP is prone to hacks or other vulnerabilities, then it adds more risk to your company and its financial future. The same is true for the cloud provider where your website and other data is stored. There are many free web hosting options available on the market, but more often than not, these come with potential security pitfalls. Some turn to selling your data on the dark web to turn a profit. Also, remote work issues. If your organization is global, or let's say its employees work from remote locations, it's critical to take that into account when designing IT security policies. Public Wi-Fi networks are a common place for hackers to hang out and launch attacks. Thankfully, there are ways to defend against that. A virtual private network client operates like a secure tunnel between a user's computer and internet resources within a company. It works through a system of encryption, which means that outside intruders cannot decode the data, even if they manage to intercept traffic. And a final thought, discussions about passwords have been known to make people's eyes glaze over, but the topic is important. With the rise of brute force attacks and the continuing tendency of humans to create weak passwords, we turn to multi-factor authentication, or MFA for short. The most secure email clients include this option, which requires users to enter a second login code, often sent to their smartphone in order to access the email program. It's another layer of security to confound hackers and make your future email campaigns glorious and successful. So we're going to take a look at what is actually a lead magnet. So your lead magnet is exactly as it sounds, something that attracts prospects to your email list, usually in the form of a free offer. The offer can take a number of formats, should be valuable to your prospects, and is given away for free in exchange for an email address. There is just one problem. People have become hyper protective of their personal information. You can't expect to receive an email address without exchanging it for something valuable, right? So think about a lead magnet that is relevant, useful, and makes your prospects' life easier. Many businesses still use the same old tactics they used back in the early 2000s to get people to subscribe their list. Imagine if a salesperson walks up to you on the road and asks for your phone number just to call you and tell you about more sales and promotional stuff. Would you give it to him? Probably not. The same applies to emails. You need to show how much you value a person's email by offering something even more valuable in return. So, what makes a good lead magnet? Um, the reason why most of your audiences won't be attracted to a lead magnet in the form of a free newsletter subscription is that they won't perceive it as valuable. Depending on the type of market you're in, your lead magnet should be perceived as something highly valuable, or better yet, it should be high in actual value. Instant gratification. Your audiences are constantly looking for a solution to their problem immediately. If your lead magnet can fulfill that gap, you will be building an email list in no time. When your audience consumes your lead magnet, they should also be more convinced that they should be buying from you instead of your competitors. And why do lead magnets actually work? As a digital marketer, one of your goals is to drive more awareness and build trust and credibility. Um, but it can be difficult to measure the success of these efforts. This is why offering lead magnets is important. They they are the perfect connection for prospective customers who have never heard of your brand to give you their email address in return for something valuable. Lead magnets can also help to qualify prospective customers by asking a small commitment from them, especially if you get them to fill up a form which would require more than just their email address. Excuse me. Of course, these are just a few of the lead magnets ideas you can use to grow your email list. Depending on the type of business you manage, you can use many other types of incentives such as free product trials, guides, tutorials, and email courses. Creating more than one lead magnet is always a good idea. Also, consider setting up landing pages to promote your lead magnets across social media and other marketing platforms more easily. So a few good examples. So samples are often used in the beauty industry as a form of lead magnet. This works especially well because samples can easily demonstrate immediate gratification to your audience. Um, free trials are often used by software companies as a way of getting their users to try before they buy. Um, but such lead magnets do not necessarily have to be limited by software companies. In the example, a telecommunication provider has offered free trials to potential customers before they sign on a full plan with them. For quizzes, many of the savviest marketers are seeing a lot of positive results from running quizzes as a form of lead magnet these days. According to lead quizzes, the average quiz has a 31.6% lead capture rate, which is considered very high in the marketing industry. Of course, these are just a few of the lead magnets ideas. Again, you can lead ideas you can use to grow your email list. Again, depending on the type of your business you manage. Integrating social media in email marketing is a great way to improve your customer reach and build a bigger and more accurate and informed email list. Surveys show that 72% of consumers prefer receiving promotional content in the mail rather than social media, which I thought was actually pretty interesting. When it comes to making a purchase, 4.2% of individuals who visit a link from an email are likely to buy something as opposed to social media buy percentage at about 2.5%. So all the major social media platforms have an option to upload your list of contacts. This can be really effective for putting faces to names of people who are already aware of your brand and like you because they're subscribed to your email list. But why should you put in the effort of giving a face to your email subscribers? Because you can deepen your relationship with them by connecting and engaging with them on social media. Also, their social network feeds will give you more data about their needs, and that will help you in designing products or blog posts that touch their interest points. Invite your social media fans to join your email community. Social media platforms can create a huge impact on your business by creating leads. and building brand awareness. This will deepen your bond with your social media advocates because email is a more personal medium, that's for sure. And having connected with your leads on social media, it'll increase your email opt-in numbers. Your email subscribers are the most loyal members of your audience, and there is a high probability that they will want to join a special VIP group, which is nowadays quite popular. But you've got to moderate the group to ensure that the group remains spam free and even self promotion free if possible. You can also start a group on LinkedIn, inviting your email list. LinkedIn groups are the most powerful features on LinkedIn to help you to build your business. A little bit about gatekeepers in marketing. Gatekeeper is a bane to new and experienced marketers. The gatekeeper is essentially a locked door standing between you and the person you need to speak with. If you don't explain yourself in the right way, your message will never be delivered, right? In marketing, your goal is to deliver a message to someone, usually a target audience or a business. When it comes to delivering your message to a business, you typically need the ear of the business owner or an executive who is the key individual. In many instances, there is a person that sifts through everyone who wants to talk to the owner or executive. That person is the gatekeeper. His job or her job is to quickly dissect attempts to communicate with the key individual and give that person information that has a good chance to help the business while ignoring unhelpful information. Email marketing is different. Email marketing offers a way to reach to your customers with relevant, personalized messages at the right time without needing permission from the internet's increasingly restrictive gatekeepers. Plus, email has seen consistently healthy growth in global users with no signs of slowing down, which is a great news. And we will wrap up with a little summary because now that you know the importance of email marketing and how your business can use it to grow, it's time to start making plan for implementation. If you want to have successful email marketing campaigns set up, hopefully ASAP, you will need to start considering how you will grow your email list, what types of content you will offer your subscribers, and how you can influence more conversions over time. Before you schedule and send your email, make sure your test is you test it across multiple devices. That's always helpful. And email clients to ensure that it looks the way you intended. And always remember the importance of mobile-friendly email as the number of mobile users continues to grow, and you don't want to fall behind the trend. There is no excuse for losing business due to falling short on mobile friendly email in today's mobile driven market, right? So I will hand it over to Zainab for now so she can demonstrate a little um, MailChimp video. So over to you, Zainab.
Hey, Zainab, are you speaking right now? You're muted right now. I'm going to unmute you. We're unmuted.
Hello? Sorry.
There we go.
I'm just checking because, okay. Sorry, because it froze for a second at me. Okay. So if you guys don't have any questions for now, I'm going to be sharing the screen to kind of show you a little bit about how MailChimp works. And it's not in any way saying that MailChimp is the best platform out there. There's a lot of different email marketing providers, but it's just the most common one that I feel a lot of people use. Okay, so this is how it looked like. I made a fake account yesterday just to kind of make different samples that we could kind of go through. What's nice about MailChimp is you can actually have a free account. It is limited on how many campaigns you could do per month. So if you're a starter, I would suggest go with something that's for free so you could kind of get the hang of it. And MailChimp provides you not just emails. So if you can actually go here, right, if I show you guys all the different types aspects they provide you. Now, obviously, some of those things you won't be able to access unless you do purchase a plan. But for emails, you could do for free, and that's what we're focusing on with this webinar. So this is one of the campaigns that I did here. If I just click on it, it takes you to where your last step was, which is before sending it off. But if I just wanted to go on edit to show you how I actually chose the template from what they provide, and it's nice because they have different segments. So this one was under a product, so if you want to sell a product. And basically kind of had to choose some kind of photos to make this work. You could choose to change your templates at any moment right here. If I were to go to continue and just follow with where we were, I wanted to focus on if you were to add the recipients right here, it's important for you to make sure that you're going to import your contacts. So as you can see, they provide you different types of formats, and the easiest way is if you have an Excel sheet that you have made or a CSV that you have made as a file, and that's where it comes very crucial and important that you have your audience segmented into different importance. So for example, if you have a VIP program and you have a specific subscriber list over there, the new subscribers should be in a different profile, in a different file, and any different kind of segments that you want to make sure you have, because that way you could just choose one of the files and upload them and export it. So I don't have any kind of files exported, so I'm just going to go back. And it takes you to this page. So you do have an option of adding the contacts yourself, which if you're doing one email specifically or a few emails, that's okay if you want to add each one. But if you want to actually sit there and do 100 of different emails of adding each email address and name, that's taking a long time. I suggest if you just have them on an actual Excel, and makes it easier for you to track. And even if anybody kind of unsubscribes, you could just delete them or add new ones to it. So once you kind of go to here, it kind of shows you the overview of your own campaign, which is the template that I did right now. Shows you if anybody clicked on it, the average rate on the specific, your last campaign, and it shows you the number of subscribers you have and who unsubscribed. So this is very important information that you want to get, and that's under the audience. So I'm just going to go under my campaigns again, and then once you click here, you can send it. Now I wanted to point out that you could actually schedule. I can't try it right now because I don't have anybody specific, but there's two things that I want you to focus on. Is that every time you do an email, and before you send it to the actual subscribers, I suggest you send it to yourself or send it to another person that you could check from their device and see how it looks like when you open it on the phone or on a computer desktop. And if there's certain things that you want to change, make sure your subject is very catchy and related to what you're trying to actually market or the message, and personalize it by adding the actual person you're trying to send it to if you could. Now, if you're sending it from yourself, make sure it's clear that it's from your business or your personally. You don't want people to not understand where's that email coming from, then your credibility will be lost to a certain extent. And then you have the option to reschedule it. So if you ever want to sit and kind of focus one day on just kind of doing a different kind of emails and schedule them, that's a great tactic to use. And then you can go on reports. And as we mentioned in the sheet, you could do, well, there's something to report right now, but they show you a lot of different information, such as the click rate, how is it performing, actually even how many people opened that specific email and how many didn't. And then you could do a compare it to other reports that you want to use. But as it says right here, it's for premium users. And here's when you can actually create an automated email or an ad. So this is where you start choosing different templates. It's nice because they have different already have templates for you. So welcome to a new subscriber, share a blog, and that's a lot of it saves you a lot of time rather than doing it yourself and a lot of hassle. So definitely take advantage of it. The best thing about MailChimp is that they do offer a very good budget-wise. Then you can see the essentials is $10 per month. I think this is pretty much US. So let me just switch it to Canadian. Not a big deal. There we go. And then so it's $15. So compared to other platforms, it's not as much. Now, I know with Constant Contact that you do get a free trial for a certain limited time, and then you have to upgrade. They all follow the same ideas. So if you need any more questions, let me see if I could get if there was any questions towards it. If there's no questions yet, then I'm going to be jumping. Just a quick show you on different things that I want to talk about. I think it just kind of resonates with what we're saying. These are different platforms that provide not just emails. This one provides also pop-ups, which we were talking about in your landing pages. So if you want to take a look into different platforms and how they could help your specific business and how much you're willing to spend on it, it's very important for you to compare different email marketing because some of them don't provide certain things. This is WiseUps, which is specifically focusing on different pop-ups that you'd want to get. So this is important because it increases your email list by a lot when you actually have it, and encourages the people not to just email but also to subscribe to specific blogs if you're having. It is a monthly fee that you have for it, but as you can see, that's how we're probably all seen on different websites that we've been on where you should subscribe. And people could exit at any moment, so it's not like you're forcing it on them, but it is a kind reminder that a lot of people would not do if you don't have it for them. So pop-up subscriptions or pop-up coupons are very important to remind people to like either not exit or that you have specific promotion going on. So this is a very basic tutorial kind of what is MailChimp. I'm trying to open the different ad. That's it for now, unless you guys have any questions. I'm trying to expand this. Sorry.
There was a question that came in.
Yes.
About what he called to us, I think, purchase rates, something along those lines. I think what it meant was click rates. And so in terms of click rate, it really depends on the type of email, the type of material that you're putting out. To give you an example, our economic development email that we put out, its average click rate is right now showing for the last 30 days 15%. In terms of, sorry, that's opened rate, the opened rate, the number of people who received it and opened it. And it fluctuates. I'd say the lowest we've had is 12%. We have had some as high as 27%, 30%, somewhere in there. And so it really depends on the campaign that you're running. And as said, monitoring statistics. Out of that, our click rate, these emails that are open, are around 25%. So it really depends on the type of information you're sharing.
If I may add, if you're doing any kind of event or you're running any kind of sale that specifically, it really depends on how strong your campaign is. Email marketing is very good for that. I know I've used email marketing when we're running a few events, as you guys can see with this right now. And the click rate right there is much higher than any other kind of emails that you get because people are expecting it. It's expected to see it. So it's good that you get your subscribers or the email followers that you have used to that habit that every time you have an event, you will be sending them an email with the details on it. They're able to click on the website to get more additional email or like to print specific things that you want. So it is very important for you to kind of categorize what you could use it for. And once you have that decision made, like on how many newsletters you're going to send per month, maybe only once, how many promotional, how many kind of event related, then you'll have a more consistent base and you'll always be reminded on remembered Does MailChimp individualize the emails? Yes, you could with MailChimp you could. I think I exited out of it for some reason by accident. So I'm just gonna actually open. Can you guys still see my screen? Okay, perfect. Let me just kind of see if I could open. I don't know why I exited out of it. Sorry. So if you go on creating as a showed on the audience, then when you have the email, you could send to specific audience. So if you create a contact right there on a specific person, then that would be only to that one email, and then you could make sure that your your email letter that you're sending them, like the actual email, is more specified to that one person. But you could do this right here to sending to specific people. Sorry.
If I can take a second to add on to that. You can also have it automated. So if you have a database with people's first names and last names, within your email, there are drop-down options when you're creating the email to be able to add in things such as names, add in even their address, and anything you've collected in terms of their data, go back in and have it automatically. So when it blasts out to say 1,000 people, it's personalizing that type of information with their name to 1,000 people rather than having to do it just the manual process.
Yes, that is definitely true. So I probably did not answer that question the right way. Yes, you could send it from your end as a mass email, but everybody sees it as if you send it just to themselves, which is a great feature. So a lot of people might ask how many emails you might send per week. I sent over 200 emails from my Gmail. It depends on where you're located. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about you, Andrew. Would you think there's an actual specific reason why it would take an hour for 200 emails to be sent? Are you using it from your Gmail account, right? We're using different service. You're actually using a service provider, like.
Now, one of the things I can comment in terms of time is that, if it's being used from Outlook from your computer, yes, it could be very slow to do it that way because it's going through a server. It's relying on whoever your internet provider is to do that work for you. This is the advantage of, say, a MailChimp or a Constant Contact. You're giving that work to another server. You're giving something that has dedicated resources. So yes, it might take a while if you're doing it from your own Outlook. It is absolutely possible, as you know. It just might take it a while. That being said, if I can add in one more thing, a lot of people are sending bulk messages right now through Constant Contact, MailChimp, and other tools. So sometimes right now, even they're indicating that there are delays on their servers because of this little COVID-19 thing going on right now. Apparently, it's putting a demand on a lot of servers. So that could be the driver. Don't be surprised if it's taking a little bit longer. Okay.
I think I wanted to add at a point about how many times to send an email per week. It really it's really good that you do it 1 to 3 times at least to start up, but different kind of messages that you're sending. I wouldn't say you always do a promotional at like every single message per week, but you want to make sure that you don't do it only once a month, like you send a promotional email or something towards your website, because you will be forgotten. There is so many other businesses that each individual has probably subscribed to, and if they're competing against you, they're probably like sending heavily amount of email marketing that they're on top of the mind. When you go to an email, I'm sure everybody does it. When we go to an email, we're not going to actually scroll all the way down to check every single email we have. I don't know about you guys, but usually any email that I get from subscriptions is usually an email that I don't really check that often, that actually I look through over. It's not like a work email. So sometimes if you want to just kind of go and check out what's happening, what's new, it's only the new updated ones that you see. So you want to make sure you're one of those emails. So sending it a few times a week, a letter, a newsletter, and then like a marketing one, a birthday one, or any kind of event related, it's a good thing to stay on top of your promotion email marketing.
I would also like to add that it is, however, quality over quantity.
True.
So making sure that your content is well done and your theme is or template is catchy is more important than sending out emails every other day. So the quality of the content is probably most important.
Hi, everyone. Sorry if my mic isn't working particularly well at the moment, but I'm going to have to thank our presenters. I don't have to. I would like to thank our presenters, Irene and Zainab, for presenting today. We need to wrap up as we're getting at the 2 o'clock time. And yeah, thank you, everyone, for attending. I see people are starting to head out as well. So.
Thank you, everybody.